Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, a home in Penobscot was badly damaged when fire broke out there earlier today. Multiple crews responded to 615 Back Ridge Road in Penobscot around 3 o'clock this afternoon for a reported structure fire. According to Blue Hill Fire Chief Matt Dennison, the family had just gotten home when the fire broke out. Chief Dennison said the home was made of concrete, which complicated the efforts of firefighters. He said there was some kind of explosion at some point, but they are still working to understand exactly what happened. No one was injured, and the fire marshal's office will be investigating. Responders from Blue Hill, Castine, Orland, Penobscot, and Bucksport were all assisting on scene. We'll bring you any updates as we get them. Well, Maine State Police say a child is dead and an investigation has begun as to how and why. They say on Sunday, shortly after 7:30 a.m., the Lincoln County Communications Center received a 911 call in Edgecombe regarding a 3-year-old child that was not breathing. Rescue and deputies from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office responded to the residents on Route 1. The child was transported to Miles Memorial Hospital and was pronounced dead. Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit detectives and evidence response technicians responded to the scene as well. An autopsy was conducted at the office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Augusta today. The cause and manner of death for the child is being withheld at the request of the Attorney General's office. The investigation continues. Well, the fiscal year 2023 omnibus spending bill is now awaiting President Biden's signature after passing in the House and Senate last week. The House passed it Friday with a vote of 225 to 201. It had already passed in the Senate earlier in the week. Senator Susan Collins says there are some 180 main projects for which they secured funding. They range from fire stations to preserving historic venues and repairing roads. She says the funding is going to be very helpful to the state of Maine.
There's a lot that's good in this bill. It increases funding for our national defense, which I believe is absolutely essential for our national security. And it's also good for preserving jobs at Bath Iron Works, at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, at the Pratt & Whitney plant in York County, and at the DFAS Center in Limestone. So there's a lot in this bill that directly affects the state of Maine.
This is also the same spending bill that includes a provision that would pause any new cuts or regulations for the Maine lobster industry for the next 6 years. President Biden is expected to sign it sometime this week. Well, there's been a little more good news at the gas pump. The average price of gas has dropped 9 cents a gallon this past week in Maine. According to Gas Buddy's survey, the average across the state is $3.39. The cheapest price in Maine is $2.95 a gallon, and the highest $3.99 a gallon. The price of diesel fuel has also dropped by 8.6 cents a gallon nationally. Unfortunately, that trend may change due to the colder weather slowing refining operations in the south and curbing gasoline production. Well, this past weekend storm did some damage for some local businesses who lost a section of their parking lot. Devin Dagnold met with one of those businesses affected by the storm.
The Skowhegan Plaza parking lot is in shambles after the Christmas weekend storm caused flooding that inevitably turned the area into a massive sinkhole. Carla Pierce, the assistant manager of Skowhegan's Main Pawn and Gun, was in her shop the night of the storm and watched as conditions worsened, spelling disaster for the parking lot.
We received a lot of rain, and unfortunately we just didn't have any place for it to go, so it started to overflow of the parking lot and washed out a good portion of the parking lot, collapsing it in.
Surprisingly, this isn't the first time this parking lot has suffered severe impact thanks to a storm.
In 2015, we also had the same thing happen where we got torrential downpours, and with snow melting, it also flooded the parking lot.
Pierce says that she believes that the excessive flooding that led to both sinkholes was caused from a nearby stream overflowing, and that if the town of Skowhegan doesn't do something to fix it, it may happen again.
Unfortunately, it's definitely something that's going to have to be repaired further, not just a temporary fix. The flow that comes off by the hospital, this is actually just a stream, causes a lot of damage when it gets too high and crosses the parking lots.
We are currently awaiting comments from town management about the situation. No one was injured by the sinkhole, and all businesses in the plaza have since reopened. In Skowhegan, I'm Devin Dagnall for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, following that storm, tens of thousands endured an unforgettable Christmas weekend without power, that is. A.J. Douglas spoke to the president of one of Maine's largest utilities to learn more about why some residents are still in the dark.
When the storm hit, we were ready to go.
Utility companies say they made sure to plan ahead following several reports of gusty winds ranging from 55 to 65 miles per hour. Versant Power told us staff members prepared to restore power lines as quickly as possible. However, the level of damage to equipment caused by the recent windstorm needed to be addressed.
The drive around the service territory, the damage is remarkable. To me, this is reminiscent of hurricane-level damage.
Powerful winds moved across the country during this national weather event, leaving thousands without power during a very special time of year. As of Monday, over 8,000 Versant customers were still affected by outages. Versant Power President John Flynn says over 100 crews were on the road Monday.
For those who don't yet have power, please know we're doing everything we can to work as expeditiously and safely as possible.
A vast majority of restorations are expected to be completed by end of day Tuesday. In Hampton, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
And we are certainly tracking the progress with power outages here in the state of Maine, and there has been significant progress even just throughout today. So we're taking a look now at the current state of power outages in Maine. According to Versant's online map, there are roughly 5,300 customers still affected by outages. Some of the biggest totals for outstanding outages include Trenton with a little more than 400 and also Mount Desert also with around 400. According to CMP's online outage map, roughly 1,800 of their customers are currently without power, and no Maine county, in terms of CMP customers anyway, no Maine county exceeds 500 outages, so certainly some significant progress there. And a day after Christmas, people are hitting the malls and stores for more shopping. And as our Matthew Juroncic reports, the usual trend of massive returns may not be so this year.
Typically, the day after Christmas is known for malls and local mom-and-pop shops getting swamped with people wanting to return their gifts they received. While this has been the case in previous years, folks we spoke to this year told us Santa pretty much nailed it.
Christmas was really great. We really didn't have too much to exchange. I just kind of got stuff that I asked for, and I really appreciated it. I'm really grateful that I got it.
Rather, people we spoke to had flocked to retailers to use what money and gift cards they got from St. Nick, which is welcome news for stores.
I bought some pants on sale using my points from all my holiday purchases, and I got a couple ornaments that were on sale as well.
I used Christmas money mostly. We went into Bath & Body Works and bought some stuff in there.
This comes after the National Retail Federation came out with a report earlier in the month that consumers are expected to return more than $816 billion worth of gifts, remaining consistent with last year's retail numbers.
But I really enjoyed coming out here and picking out things myself with the Christmas money, because I think that's also part of the holidays.
For some, finding that perfect gift after the holidays can be difficult, so shopping for yourself and scoring some sweet deals is a gift in itself.
It seems like these days we pretty much buy things that we need, and so gift giving is difficult. And so that didn't happen a lot, so I bought something for me.
All the talk of gifts aside, folks also reminded us that the reason for the season isn't just presents.
Family's super important, and it's always important to hang out with them and see them, and I think the holiday time definitely shows us that, definitely helps us, but also being able to give gifts and receive gifts and put your time and your thought into it is something special too, and it shouldn't be taken for granted.
Matthew Juroncic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Alrighty, well, let's hit pause here, take a look outside, and get a first check at the forecast to see what's coming our way weather-wise after that major storm.
Thank you so much, Beth. Our first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. Check out our new location on South Main Street in Brewers. Our Christmas was cold. Now cloudy skies, a couple of flurries up north, but overall, no major low pressure systems in the area. So don't bring out those shovels just yet. but layer up because it is chilly out there still. All across the country, Texas, even Florida got a taste of winter. Miami had one of its coldest winters on record, mid-40s outside. Think about that, how sharp that cold front was, and it was another cold one for us. 15 degrees to start out our day today here in town, 17 in Bar Harbor, and pretty much some single digits up north. And later in the day, we had close to freezing temperatures, around 31 as a high earlier today. Tonight, though, another chilly night as we'll be hovering in those lower 20s. Beth?
All righty, Conrad, thanks so much. More to come on that later. And in the meantime, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll take an in-depth look at some of the headlines that shaped this past year with the top stories from January and February of 2022. That story and much more when we come right back.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has you covered. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, hybrid, or fully electric. Brand new 2023 Kia Sportage, Sorento, Soul, Forte, and more. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or the affordable Sporty Forte with 41 mpg highway. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of a gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor. Brought to you by Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor, Prouty Auto Body in Dover Foxcroft, Twin City Tile and Brewer, and Twin City Tint in Brewer. Compete all season long for the grand prize trip for 2 to Hawaii. It's You Pick'em NFL at foxbangor.com.
Oregon. Unbelievable. North Carolina. Look at this. The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern on Fox.
On Good Morning Maine, we start each day with a fresh look at what's happening and what's to come.
All the information you need, fast and to the point.
All while having a little fun, too.
We want to set you up for your best day ahead.
And you get a great start to your day by watching Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. 2022 proved to be an eventful year right from the start. Our Peter Dubois takes a look at some of the biggest stories from the first couple of months of 2022.
Communities and schools still grappled with the effects of COVID-19, even after the CDC lowered the quarantine period for infected individuals from 10 days to 5, right before the new year, a move that was met with mixed reactions.
Honestly, I just think the world just needs to get back to what it is. This isn't going to go away, so we just need to find a way to deal with it.
If they are vaccinated 5 days, as long as the test comes back negative, then I think it's okay.
Frustrations came to a head over masking guidelines. Many students and parents were upset over school policies intended to keep families and staff safe. Students at Nokomis Middle and High School staged a protest over their school's masking rules after some were sent home for disobeying them.
We're sick of it. It's gone on for 2 years too long now.
In early January, a homicide left the Lubec community in shock after 58-year-old Eva Cox was found dead in the trunk of a car. Her boyfriend, Paul DeForest, was later arrested in Virginia on a fugitive from justice warrant. Friends of Eva remembered her as a kind and loving person.
She's a wonderful, wonderful girl. I love her just like a sister.
There were multiple devastating fires early in the year. In January, an accidental fire broke out at the Amish Community Market and Bakery in Unity. No one was injured, but the store was a total loss.
I know I'm by here several times a day on average, and this place is hopping with customers, and it was a great store. I mean, it's going to be a huge impact to the whole community.
But just 3 weeks after the fire, the Amish community store had nearly been rebuilt, thanks in part to community members who pitched in with equipment, food, and monetary assistance.
I think it's changed the way that I feel and view the general public. Is just there's a kindness and a generosity there that I would not have given much thought.
In early February, an electrical fire destroyed part of Bar Harbor's Blue Nose Inn. Multiple fire departments fought to control the flames for 21 hours.
That was the largest, I would say, call for resources that I've seen probably in my career.
No one was injured, but the fire caused an estimated $10 million in damage. The world was shocked when Russia began its invasion of Ukraine in late February. Governor Mills proclaimed Maine's solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Others, including international students at the College of the Atlantic, held rallies to show their support as well.
Every day there's something new. We don't know how things are unfolding, so it seems like it's not going to end anytime soon.
10 months later, and the war in Ukraine grinds on. Reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Peter Dubois.
And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, this weekend's severely cold temperatures serve as a reminder of the dangers of the homelessness crisis in the U.S. And Russia claims to have shot down a Ukrainian drone approaching an air base hundreds of miles east of its border with Ukraine. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovation. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
I can name that tune
in one note.
The Celebrity Musical Guessing Game is back.
Celebrities, music, and lots of money for charity.
Big names.
I'm terrified.
Big fun.
Yes!
And big cash. And Wednesday, January 11th, one of these celebrities will win it all.
Name that tune.
Celebrity Name That Tune. Season premiere Wednesday, January 11th on Fox.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
This weekend's severely cold temperatures serve as a timely reminder of the dangers of the homelessness crisis in the U.S. Fox's Alexandria Hoff talked with the leader of the Biden administration's effort to reduce homelessness by 25% in 2 years.
I came from paying for a 2-bedroom, $2,200 a month, barely making $15 an hour, working 40-plus hours. So, I lost all of that, had to come here.
For 2 months now, Sid has been living in a tent just 2 blocks from the White House. The Biden administration released an ambitious plan to reduce homelessness by 25% by the start of 2025.
We need to be moving with urgency right now to get people stabilized, but we also need to close the gap on affordable housing.
Jeff Olivet leads the agency that developed the plan. He said it will provide federal support for localities where the issue has reached a crisis level, with an emphasis on racial equity. Since the start of the pandemic, the crisis of homelessness has become more visible with the rise of encampments. They've become a major point of contention within urban communities. In many cases, they are cleared only for the tents to return again.
When all we do is just sweep the problem away and cross our fingers, clear an encampment and hope it goes well, it is almost inevitably going to come back.
Shelters were stretched thin this weekend as temperatures plunged across the country. In New York City, Mayor Eric Adams has called it inhumane to allow the homeless to remain on the streets in frigid conditions. A judge ruled this month that he can continue with a policy that would forcibly hospitalize mentally ill homeless individuals. The Biden administration's plan does not include forced intervention, but it does call for teaching shelters how to provide gender-affirming services to the homeless in an effort to encourage more people overall to seek help.
It's a lot of people prefer to be out here.
Glenn Mackle knows. He had spent 30 years living on the streets. That's in past tense, because with the help of an outreach group, he, just days ago, got a place of his own.
It's a big change because I'm not used to being in my apartment by myself.
In Washington, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
Well, Russia claims to have fended off a Ukrainian operation within its own borders. Fox's Nate Foy is in Kyiv with the latest.
In an early morning strike, Russia says it shot down a Ukrainian drone approaching a Russian airbase, hundreds of miles past the border. Russia says 3 servicemen were killed by drone debris at the airbase that houses nuclear-capable strategic bombers used in airstrikes on Ukraine. The incident raises questions about the capability of Russia's air defenses if a Ukrainian drone can travel that far. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow is open to a new round of talks to end the war. But with Russian missile attacks continuing to hit Ukraine on a regular basis, a peace agreement seems unlikely. In Ukraine's east, the governor of the Luhansk region says the Russian occupiers did not prepare residents for winter, leaving them to fend for themselves to stave off the bitter cold.
Trees have almost disappeared in the cities because local residents use firewood to heat their homes. It is now deadly and dangerous to go into forests because everything there is mined.
In a Christmas Day address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked his countrymen for keeping up the fight.
There are only a few days left this year. We must be aware that our enemy will try to make this time dark and difficult for us. I know the darkness will not prevent us from leading the occupiers to their new defeats.
There are growing fears of retaliatory airstrikes in Ukraine after the Russian airbase was targeted this morning. Reporting in Kyiv, Ukraine, I'm Nate Foy, Fox News.
Meanwhile, South Korea fired warning shots after officials say North Korean drones violated its airspace Monday. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff saying 5 North Korean drones crossed the border, one traveling to the northern part of South Korea's capital region. South Korea fired off warning shots and sent attack helicopters to counter the drones. It is unclear if they shot any of them down. The Transport Ministry says flights leaving from the Incheon and Gimpo airports were suspended for an hour at the request of the military following the drone sightings. This incident comes at the end of a year of unprecedented North Korean missile testing. And the IRS is delaying a new reporting rule on income made through third-party payment sources. The federal tax agency says it will hold off for a year on requiring people who made $600 or more over a year through the apps Venmo and PayPal to fill out a 1099-K form. That form previously was required on gross income of more than $20,000 a year or 200 transactions in a year. The intent is to crack down on taxes being evaded. Republican lawmakers and businesses objected to the rule, saying it would hurt small businesses. Well, updates are done and checks soon will go out to seniors awaiting higher benefit payouts. About 70 million Americans will see a boost of about 8.7% in their Social Security checks starting as soon as this Friday. The raised benefits will go to both those receiving regular Social Security and supplemental security income benefits. The hike in the cost of living adjustments is the highest since 1981 based on inflation. Average payouts will increase by more than $140 per month. An added benefit for recipients is that Medicare premiums are reportedly going down while the Social Security benefits go up. Well, President Biden is weighing if he will run for a second term after a better than expected midterm showing. Biden is on the offense, but some are concerned about his age. He will be 82 come 2024. Madeline Rivera is in Washington with more.
Here we go! The Bidens have a tremendous decision to make this holiday season. Will Joe run for re-election in 2024? It's the question long asked since he took office, and the answer could all depend on the president's family. He said he will huddle with them over the holidays to make a final decision. His closest aides have insisted he will run.
The president intends to run and is going to be talking with his family about that, and will likely decide early next year.
Even though the president says he intends to run, he isn't letting any hints out of Santa's bag quite yet.
I think the president needs to keep the fiction that he's running as long as possible, even if he's not running. He doesn't want to become a lame duck too early.
Some suspect the president will step aside after one term because of his age. He's already the oldest U.S. president in history.
If the Democrats nominate Joe Biden, I think part of the problem is that younger voters under the age of 30 say, why do we have somebody who's going to be 82 if he gets reelected and 86 at the end of his term?
But the president's riding high after the Democrats won a larger Senate majority and shoot off a GOP landslide in the House.
While the press and the pundits are predicting a giant red wave, it didn't happen.
There is still plenty of apprehension. One progressive group is running this ad as part of their Don't Run Joe campaign.
If he runs, the election is at serious risk.
And they are not alone. Almost 2/3 of voters do not want President Biden to run in 2024, per a new Fox poll. But a majority of Democrats do.
He had the most successful midterm since 1934, I believe it was. So why wouldn't Joe Biden run for president again?
Both House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer say the president should run. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we have more news as well as sports and weather on the way as well. Stay with us.
I'm going to make this right.
You can tell me the truth.
Waiting. Sometimes it's just inevitable. But if you're over 50 or live with a chronic condition, untreated COVID could be deadly. Got COVID symptoms? Get tested and get treated right away. It can't wait.
Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine. Here at Garrett's Auto Sales, we believe in fair prices, superior service, and always treating the customer right. We have a fantastic selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, with some priced under $10,000. All our vehicles come with a complimentary 30-day warranty and can be seen at garrettsauto.com. Come see us at Garrett's Auto Sales, where we focus on you, the customer. We're located just 2 miles from the Brewer Walmart on Route 1A. We look forward to meeting you.
If I don't hear from you tonight, I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that.
The thing about domestic violence is it can happen at any point in life to anybody. The thing about Next Step is we are here at any time for you. If you feel like your relationship has gotten somewhere you never wanted it to be, just know we are here for you and we'll always be here for you. One thing we often hear is, if I had only known that you could help me with that, I would have called you so much sooner than I did. So please give us a call.
Well, another volume of Twitter files has dropped, this time focusing on how the social media giant allegedly, quote, rigged the COVID debate, with Elon Musk teasing that there's more where that came from. Fox's Aisha Hasni has that story.
Today's newly released Twitter files focus on the pandemic and how the government tried to control the narrative. Writer David Zweig says the Trump White House came looking for help from the tech companies to combat misinformation about runs on grocery stores. But there were runs on grocery stores. Zweig also reveals Twitter monitored the Trump White House, sharing an email exchange where Twitter's former Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker asked why a tweet from then-President Trump telling people not to be afraid of COVID was not violating their COVID misinformation policy. Twitter's former head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, replied that the tweet was simply an optimistic statement. Once the Biden administration came in, Zweig says one of their first meeting requests with Twitter executives was on COVID. The focus was on anti-vaxxer accounts.
We have an interdisciplinary group at Twitter.
Zweig says Twitter's head of U.S. public policy even noted the Biden team was very angry that Twitter had not been more aggressive in deplatforming multiple accounts. They wanted Twitter to do more. The Biden White House has sent mixed messages on how involved it was in stamping out COVID disinformation, first admitting
we are in regular touch with these social media platforms, and those engagements typically happen through members of our senior staff, but also members of our COVID-19 team.
But then insisting
we were not involved. I can say that. We were not involved.
Zweig says Twitter executives didn't always do the administration's bidding, but Twitter did suppress views, many from doctors and scientific experts, that conflicted with the official positions of the White House. And we did reach out to the White House for a response to these new Twitter files. And by the way, these new COVID files come after a Christmas Eve dump that revealed the FBI and CIA have been meddling in content moderation for years. In Washington, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
Well, the weekend's massive winter storm claimed the lives of dozens of people across the U.S. At least 27 of those deaths were in western New York, one of the hardest hit areas. Officials say those numbers will likely increase as folks continue to clean up following one of the worst storms in the region's history. Fox's Alexis McAdams has the story.
The death toll from last week's once-in-a-generation winter storm expected to climb.
This blizzard is the one for the ages. Certainly it is the blizzard of the century.
Western New York, one of the hardest hit areas. No stranger to snow, but Greater Buffalo was paralyzed by this blizzard, blanketing that city in sheets of snow, knocking out power to thousands of homes and businesses and killing dozens of people. Their bodies discovered in their cars, inside homes, and even buried in snowbanks.
It is painful to find members of your community that are deceased.
Emergency workers have already conducted hundreds of rescues, officials closing major highways and putting a driving ban in place to create safe passage for search and recovery teams, plows, utility crews, and first responders.
The driving ban is in place not to inconvenience you. It's to help us get through this as quickly as possible, to open up communities so that we can get in and do what we need to do so that we can open up as fast as possible.
The storm, which began hitting the area on Friday, brought heavy wind and lake-effect snow. Officials calling it the worst blizzard in more than 4 decades. And as folks try to dig out, they're dealing with a lingering Arctic freeze. Some have been without power since Friday.
The most important thing is, please stay at home for the next day.
And it's not over yet. More snow is expected to fall on parts of western New York through Tuesday. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Well, folks traveling for the holiday weekend are still feeling the impact of that storm. While flight delays and cancellations are still increasing, there's a potential new problem for travelers. Fox's Charles Watson has that story from Atlanta.
The busy holiday weekend likely feels even busier if you are one of the millions of Americans flying home post-Christmas.
Canceled, delayed, canceled.
The massive winter storm that swept across the U.S. ahead of Christmas to blame for the widespread travel troubles. And many flights still aren't cleared for takeoff Monday, with more than 1,000 delayed and at least 1,000 more canceled, and even more expected.
Just waiting, hoping for the best.
Long lines formed in jam-packed terminals as people tried to rebook, but making alternative flight arrangements during one of the busiest post-pandemic travel periods has been difficult, because airlines were already fully booked due to the holiday season and the volume of passengers trying to reschedule.
Southwest website crashed. The ticket agents, their system crashed while we were at the airport. And then we couldn't get any reception at the actual airport. It was just complete chaos.
And if long delays in AX flights are not frustrating enough, some passengers are now dealing with lost luggage.
Our stuff is somewhere in this mess.
Hundreds of bags that need to be returned stacked up in baggage claims over the weekend, which may only get worse with more flights arriving throughout the day.
They did a terrible job at figuring out where people's bags that were canceled are going.
Some good news, flight tracking site FlightAware is showing flight delays and cancellations tapering off in the coming days. At Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, Charles Watson, Fox News.
Alrighty, well, Conrad is coming back with our full 5-day forecast. We can see what's coming our way for the next few days.
It was a cold Christmas out there, and is it going to get colder for New Year's, or is it going to get warmer? Well, you got to tune in to find out. I'll have all the answers and more about the weather coming up.
Come stop by Triple S Tag Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
In recent years, we have seen many major shifts in the housing market. Maine Val has the experience and expertise to analyze these changes to provide a clear and accurate service for all your real estate appraisals. From estate and tax planning, divorce litigation, and other legal matters, we offer services to all our communities across the state of Maine. You do not have to navigate this turbulent market blindly. Trust in Maine Val's extensive experience to make highly informed decisions. Contact us today at 573-3222.
When Cat Tracks in LaGrange wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Cat Tracks in LaGrange is your dealer for Hewitt lifts and Rolodocks, with the goal to get you on the lake faster than anyone else.
If you should die,
That is nature's way of saying you failed.
Just facing all of my worst fears here.
I don't care how rich or famous they are, they will play by our rules.
Special Forces World's Toughest Test, January 4th on Fox.
Our trauma center is closing down. It's finished.
We will not let a bully destroy us.
Yes! The Resident returns January 3rd on Fox.
And welcome back. It's Monday, beginning of the work week. Our main weather today is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle near Bangor or Augusta, then stop by Varney Chevrolet in Pittsfield, just blocks from Interstate 95. Come see what Varney Value is all about. So cloudy skies out there, folks. Another calm day out there. Just a couple of flurries up north, but now a couple of those thicker clouds are starting to roll in. We have a little bit of snow in the northeast. This is going to continue to move north and east, and as it does, we'll get in on a couple of flurries overnight into the morning hours, but as you can tell, it is not any close to our well-developed systems that we had the last several weeks. This one, very light all across the country. So like I said, by the morning hours, we'll have a couple of flurries, and then we're in the break. And then once again into Wednesday, we'll have a couple more flurries by the morning hours again. So it's going to be a couple more rounds, more of an active weather pattern, mostly in the middle of the country for us the next couple of days. Just some flurries. We're looking at maybe a trace of snow here in town and a lot more the more north you go. And same thing even by the coast. Bar Harbor might be in on maybe half an inch of snowfall depending, but it will quickly start to melt away as temperatures really start to rise by the end of the week. Winds have finally started to calm down a bit right now. We're at a 5-mile-an-hour wind here in town. Temperatures, though, earlier, we're at around 31 degrees here in Bangor, 24 in Greenville, so a lot of 20s up north. And, of course, down here, we had closer to freezing temperatures. Our feels-like temperature, though, it's much colder than that. Add a little bit of wind. It doesn't even have to be a lot, and it feels much colder than that. It really gets in our clothes, and it does not feel comfortable. It feels like 21 right now, 15 in Greenville, and a lot colder, of course, north of town. Here tonight, though, temperatures will continue to be chilly, below average, around 21 degrees, cloudy skies, though. So like I said, more increase in cloud cover overnight as a couple of flurries will be possible overnight, especially by those morning hours tomorrow. Winds, not a big issue tonight. Tomorrow, though, we will have some mostly cloudy skies, snow showers, some really light snow showers, especially in those morning hours as those temperatures are going to be below freezing. Winds are going to start to ramp up and blow out of the southwest at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. So still not a big issue, but with all that cloud cover, it's definitely going to feel a little bit more chilly outside. Our extended forecast outlook, the last forecast outlook for 2022. Can you believe that? Look at this week. We finally start to warm up Friday at 41. Look at Saturday, our last day of the year. Mother Nature knows exactly when to bring in those warmer temperatures. 46 as a high on Saturday, but more chances of rain start to arrive, especially overnight on Saturday and into Sunday. Beth?
Sports enthusiasts, I'm sure you are just waiting for more snow. Alrighty, well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
I understand that this is all very traumatizing.
It's impossible not to think the worst. But I want you to know that we get our babies back.
Come on, let's go, 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 go.
They can't stop until we catch this guy. This is life or death.
It's okay. I'm right here.
Alert, Missing Persons Unit premieres January 8th on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Securitas Security Services. Securitas Security Services is hiring in coastal and central Maine. If interested, please call 207-990-1776.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Hope you had a great Christmas if you celebrated. Speaking of celebrating, UMenn women's hockey head coach Molly Engstrom has had a lot to celebrate lately. Her squad is getting national votes, and she had the chance to coach her former squad, the USA women's national hockey team. Take a look.
It's an honor. I mean, I've had a long-standing relationship with USA Hockey, and I'm very happy I said yes.
Maine women's hockey head coach Molly Engstrom's career has come full circle, recently serving as an assistant coach for USA Women's Hockey's rivalry series against Canada.
It's like hard to describe, kind of. It's like two different lives. A lot of it was just taking it in, you know, as a player when you're playing in front of 15,000 people. And now all of a sudden you're sitting or you're standing on the bench behind the players.
Engstrom, a former Olympic silver and bronze medalist with the team, coached 2 games earlier this month. She says it was a valuable experience, especially with the nuances she picked up.
You're always learning drills, concepts, theories, philosophies, that kind of thing. We've tried to bring that to UMaine already, but definitely you're always picking up nuances and verbiage from the head coach.
Engstrom even got to coach some of her former teammates at USA Hockey, as well as getting a glimpse of the future of the team.
When you're a player, those are all just your teammates and you're kind of all doing your own thing. But now to see the difference between the new players on that team, the really young players who are still in college, and you have Kendall Coyne, you know, Kessel and Hillary Knight. So that gap, it's fun to see as a coach.
And with that mix of youth and experience, many at USA Hockey, including Engstrom, have a huge sense of optimism for the future.
The talent of the younger players coming up and what USA Hockey has with their older players can really complement each other to do something special.
And we sure do hope our national team brings home something special, maybe even some more gold. Speaking of gold, the Patriots had some golden opportunities to pull a huge comeback win against the Bengals on Saturday, but a late mistake would cost them again. The Pats were down 22-0 in the third quarter, but a pick six by Marcus Jones and 2 Mac Jones touchdown passes, including this miraculous 48-yarder caught by Jacoby Myers, would pull them within 4. But with a chance to score and under a minute left, a Ramondre Stevenson fumble would bring their comeback chances to a screeching halt. That's 2 straight heartbreaking losses as they are fighting for their playoff lives. Quarterback Mac Jones believes that all of this falls on him.
First of all, no one probably believed that we would come back from 22 points, but we fought and we're right there, right? You score and it's a totally different game. So it's a tough situation. Just got to execute better. Falls on me.
Sitting at 7-8, the Patriots must essentially win out to notch a playoff spot. Despite their recent struggles, Coach Belichick says there's not much they need to change in order to get there.
How do you make sure that the players stay together these final 2 weeks of the season here?
Do what we've been doing.
Well, at least we always know where he stands. And we also know where the Celtics stand at the top of the Eastern Conference. They cemented that spot with a huge Christmas Day win against the Bucks, led by their biggest star. In the 138-119 win, Jason Tatum had 41 points and shot an insane 14 of 22 from the field, including that dunk on Giannis. Wow. His 41 points were the second most for a Celtic on Christmas Day in history. Here he is after the game on how it feels to be a part of franchise history.
But it's hard to, think in a moment at 24 that, I have a place in Celtic history. But, it's definitely an honor. I've said that many a times, how much I love being here and, what it means to play on Christmas. Something I never want to take for granted.
Jaylen Brown also came up big with 29 points and shooting 5 of 9 from 3.
After the Celtics' struggle over the last couple of games, Brown says that the big stage of Christmas Day provided the perfect chance to right the ship.
Over the last couple of weeks, we dropped some games, had some guys in and out the lineup, haven't shot the ball great. So, to come out here tonight, everybody's watching. I think it's the perfect place to shake everything off and come out and play some good basketball.
Looking forward to see what the Celtics can drum up in the next few games. We're also looking forward to the return of high school basketball tomorrow. And here are some of the top games that we have on the slate. Boys, Bangor at Hamden, 6:30. Mount Blue at Brewers, 7:30. And Old Town at Ellsworth at 1:30. And for girls, Bangor at Hamden, 5 p.m. And Old Town at Ellsworth at 4:30 p.m. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Hi, welcome to Toyotathon.
Now the holidays are over, I'm focused on getting into great shape and getting a great Toyota.
We've got exciting models to choose from, like Camry, RAV4, Corolla, and more.
Maybe I'll just stick with the RAV4.
Excellent choice.
Fits my active lifestyle.
Cheat day?
Right now, you could save up to $1,000 with low 3.49% financing on an all-wheel drive Camry. And every Camry comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Come in today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovation. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
The biggest sale of the year starts right now, and it's only at the Furniture Gallery. Huge discounts everywhere during our year-end blowout sale. Recliners starting at $299. Queen mattresses also $299. And sectionals as low as $699. Save up to 75% off brand names like Ashley, Lane, Serta, Simmons, Nectar. You won't see these savings again, so don't miss your chance to purchase that special item now. Support our main family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
One good guess.
Cursed romance. Star-crossed lovers.
You better work! Deserves another.
Egyptian writing.
Hieroglyphics.
Wow! I felt like the person shouting wrong answers in the study group.
And another.
Opposite water? Sand.
25 words or less.
You did it again. You're going home with another $10,000.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
The theme for this round is things associated with Oprah. You get Pictionary. You get Pictionary. You get Pictionary.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
DVD and digital releases this week include an iconic Final Girl, a legendary Italian sports car maker, a murderous clown, and more. Here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin with the list of new releases.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you?
Jamie Lee Curtis's last run as the iconic Final Girl tops this week's list of what's new in home entertainment. Halloween Ends features the horror legend reprising her role as Laurie Strode, who faces off with the infamous masked killer Michael Myers in an epic showdown.
I'm engaged!
The father of the bride gets a Latin twist in a new remake of the 1991 and 1950 classics. Andy Garcia and Gloria Estefan star as a Cuban-American couple preparing for their eldest daughter's wedding while trying to keep their marriage alive. What are you thinking? Frank Grillo and Gabriel Byrne play two rival Italian sports car makers in Lamborghini, the man behind the legend. The film tells the story of Ferruccio Lamborghini launching the famed luxury car company and his rivalry with Enzo Ferrari.
Sir, what are you doing?
The murderous Art the Clown returns to terrorize a teenage girl and her younger brother on Halloween night in the horror slasher sequel Terrifier 2. A Royal Air Force pilot battles half-human monsters created as weapons of war in the action horror movie The Lair.
Kathleen's dead. I found her at the bottom of the stairs.
And small screen favorites available to own, the HBO Max limited series The Staircase, starring Colin Firth and Toni Collette. The 10-episode show tells the true story of crime novelist Michael Peterson, who was convicted of murdering his wife after she was found dead at the bottom of the stairs in their North Carolina home December 2001.
To La Familia. And to the ones we miss.
In Hollywood, Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Well, this could certainly be a whopper of a belated Christmas gift for someone. The Mega Millions jackpot has jumped after no winners were announced over the weekend. The prize is now its sixth largest payout at $565 million. Although no one matched all six numbers drawn, Saturday, California and Illinois sold one ticket each with five numbers right, and each of those winners will receive $1 million each. The last Mega Millions winning ticket was drawn by two people back on October 14th for a shared prize of $502 million. I'd just take the million, quite frankly. Well, a massive and very sweet village is now on display. The world's largest gingerbread village can be seen in New York City's Essex Market. The village features more than 750 houses with details like jelly bean roof tiles and candy cane decor. It took more than 4,000 pounds of icing to hold everything together. The creator of the gingerbread village has been building it for 25 years. And he adds to it every year. It will be on display for visitors until January 15th. After that, some very lucky fans will get to take pieces with them. My question is, how do you choose your piece without the whole thing coming down around your head? Alrighty, that's a lot of icing. Well, Christmas is going to the dogs in a good way. Shelter dogs from the Best Friends Animal Society got a Christmas miracle this year, a whole truckload of toys, quite literally. Animal lovers from across the country helped fill the sleigh with donated toys, and each pooch got to take a turn hopping inside and picking out their favorite. The toys will be distributed to hundreds of adoptable dogs in Utah. It's a lot of toys and hopefully a lot of happy dogs. And of course, if you have a mind to, there are plenty of adoptable animals in this region that might use a new donated toy or perhaps a forever home if you can. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at Fox 22 News, take care. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Good night, everybody.